gonna have to go off the camera for a little bit.
Too many things happening at once.
Oh, I can get. Good evening.
My camera is so slow right now. My internet is so slow. So sorry about that.
Yeah, you look like you back in 2006 camera. you remember when the digital camera just first came out?
It's like you got a penitentiary phone. Are you in jail, Chris? What? Tell us what happened. Place.
So, guys, welcome.
Civil disobedience.
Yeah, that would make sense actually. So new episode / edition / installment of Free Thinkers. Q, Nikki right here. We got Trish here, and we have you here also if you decide to jump on. So if you want to, all you got to do, go to the Facebook page, or you can go to any of our pages, or go to our YouTube page, and you'll get some information on where to get in, get the link and get in. If you've never been on StreamYard before, it's quite easy. Just click the button and it will instruct you on where to go. It's real simple. So Free Thinkers, for those who don't know, it is a discussion group where we talk about a wide array of topics, things, ideas, and opinions. So with that, what we ask is that you come with your thoughts, your opinions. Don't worry. It ain't nobody here but us. Nobody else is watching this.
No.
You know what's funny?
No.
I literally had a friend that I was talking to. I had a friend that I was talking to, and they told me, they was like, "Oh yeah, I watch your show all the time." I'm like, "I never saw you watch." She said, and this is what she said. She said, "I don't like people knowing when I'm watching other people's stuff, like when you can see it." So she said, "I'll always wait for it to go off, and then I'll watch the reruns after." I'm like, okay, well, as long as you're watching it, good.
Wherever you are, thank you.
Yes, we definitely appreciate that. And so if you want to partake, just jump on and catch the conversation. Listen, one of my small pet peeves. Catch the conversation and then just jump in. But don't come in here and be like, all right, now what was y'all talking about? No, you just wait. Just wait till you figure out what we're talking about and then jump in.
Right.
That's not a big pet peeve of mine, but it is a minor pet peeve of mine. Have we did a show about pet peeves?
We've done etiquette in a variety of ways, but that would probably, we could do pet peeves.
That would fall under podcast etiquette. Don't get on the show late and then ask what we're talking about. Make us recap everything that we said. But guys, keep in mind, adult content, definitely adult language. Make sure you got something in your ears so the sound doesn't bleed out. Make sure you're in a nice, decent, secluded area, and then just prepare to have a good time and to have your mindset and thoughts challenged. That's about it. What else do you want to add, Nikki?
I mean, in regards to that per se?
No, in regards to anything, just intros, whatever you want to add.
Today's the last day to vote for Best Podcast of the Year. So Free Thinkers has been nominated. Thank you to everybody who has written in and nominated us. So the Austin Hip Hop Awards they've come back after COVID. So last year was their first time returning back to the city. And so this is the second year back since COVID. And so for the 25 through 26 year, I think there's like 12 categories. And we were nominated for one of the best podcasts in Austin. So today is the last day to vote. So if you haven't voted yet, there was some issues with the website earlier, but it should be open.
Somebody told me that they tried to go to the podcast and it didn't allow them to vote on the podcast section.
Yeah, so the voting was supposed to end at midnight tonight, and I think that there was an issue with the time, and so like midday is when
they did it like at noon.
They put together, so it's supposed to be. Hopefully, it'll open back up. If not, that's all right. We appreciate you for supporting us in any way, whether it's tuning in, whether it's sharing, whether it's commenting on the Facebook page, whether it's joining the YouTube channel, whether it's telling somebody about us, whether it's pulling up to last Tuesday, whether it's hosting us. I've always heard, people say shit about, local shows and local awards and local this and local that, right? And maybe it's different for Austin because Austin was for so long the live music capital city of the world. And that's just what we are here. We are an entertainment industry based city. And that has changed since COVID quite a bit, so there are still a lot of hometown people that are still here. We're certainly not part of the music industry per se, but the creatives in that space are definitely friends and family of free thinkers. And those are the people that, we engage with the most oftentimes. That's kind of how a lot of our people have come to free thinkers, is within those spaces. And so it is a freaking honor. It's got to be real if I said the F word and I didn't say the F word. It's a freaking honor to be nominated, right? Because we don't necessarily do music. We're not a music show, and this is a music awards, but we do this in Austin, right? We do this for Austin. So many of our friends and family are folks from Austin in that community, and it's an honor to be nominated, to have our name in people's mouths when talked about who might be nominated for the best podcast. So I've gotten some really awesome feedback in the last 7 days from the time the nominations went out until, voting ending today. So some just fantastic feedback of people who, kind of to your point, Q, you didn't even know your friend was watching until she told you, right? Like, I've had people say something to me, in the last week about something that they heard on one of the shows or something that they keep playing back of something that we've talked about. And it never ceases to amaze me, man, how many people we actually reach, when sometimes we think it's just you and I talking.
Right.
I think like it's just me and you having a conversation and nobody else is listening. And then a couple days later, you find out that no, somebody else is listening, man, and made a difference in their in their space at that time, So I'm just honored, whether we win or not. We won in my eyes, right? This is a big fucking deal.
Absolutely.
So I thank everybody who's watching, who's participated, who supports. We could not do this without y'all. Me and Q can talk all day long, but we don't do this for each other.
And that's the main thing where I think I'm most proud of, and probably you proud of as well. This is 100% organic. It ain't no machine behind us. We not paying for views and clicks and to show up in you, and we get shadow banned like crazy. And so a lot of times you don't know, because it's really word of mouth and just the strength of the conversations that we have. And that to be able to make any type of mark in a day where everything is like a pay for play type of thing, and people are just looking for numbers to do something with the algorithms, and it's just like everything that people are trying to do, and we just like, we here for the conversation. We tell you this ain't for everybody, but for the people that it is, you might get something good out of it. And people do, and you know why? And then we can start with the conversation. This is what I say. I'm using an analogy. I used to be a rapper a long time ago. I always have, analogies. It's like sex. And what I mean by that is, if you ever wonder, and this is usually more for men, but for women too. If you ever wonder if you put on a good performance, if you have sex with somebody, the way you find out is the follow-up. If they come back again, I mean, you did all right. If you had that one time and then they be like, I'll call you and see what that, you didn't put it down right. But the fact that we have people who experience us and then they come back, like Nikki talked about, we have our in-person crowd that is faithful and consistent. That means we're doing something right. That means that they are getting something out of it. So the comeback, the return, the second and third, follow up, run it back. That lets you know that you're doing something right. So that's all I got.
I mean, there's no way that we could still be doing this 9 years later if if there wasn't a reciprocal energy that poured back into us as we pour out, right, what we do here, it just, it works. I love it. Sometimes I think that we should be further than where we are. Sometimes I think that we should be doing something else. Sometimes I think we should be, fancier.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of those things sometimes, but then I think to myself, this is what we do. This is what
Right.
it is. This is just what it is, and we don't have a team, right? It's a very small team, right? And we make work with what we have do. And who's to say if we, didn't do some of the other things that, maybe we wouldn't reach different spaces. But I'm also a believer in everything happens for a reason. Everything has its minute season. And whenever that's supposed to be, that will. But for right now, this works. This works. And there's nothing like this. I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing like this. There's a whole podcast out there. There's a whole lot of shows out there, but this is different to me.
Right. So last thing, hey, listen, y'all better get in while you can. There will come a time, and I mean, I love this open forum, but StreamYard only lets so many people on. So there's gonna come some point in time, like we might have to start taking reservations to get people on in time, because it'll just fill up, or whoever on there, some people get left out.
How many is it? 10? How many can be on there? Is it 10?
How many is it? 10 or 12? Something like
I
it's
think
somewhere between 8 or 12. It depends on what
lines.
What pay plan we're on.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. But we even talked about recently doing like a pay-per-view version, right? An After Dark version, a Free Thinkers After Dark.
That'd be fun.
Because we do them when we do our in-person, to a certain degree, right? And again, in-person is a different machine than online. But in the aspect of, generating some money, right? And being able to improve what it is that we do here with the money that we could potentially make, right? And putting out a different version of us that you might not see if you aren't able to come in person, and certainly are not exposed to, Q Mama be watching our show.
Nikki and other people, they be clowning me when we live, because they be like, Q, I'm like, y'all have no idea. I cuss more than Nikki. Y'all just don't see it. I do.
We're having a good time, man. We do, And I was thinking about this earlier today when, the topic came to mind, social responsibility. Damn, I lost my train of thought. It'll come back. It'll come back. I hate when that happens.
Well, I'm wondering, I'm wondering if you guys haven't done this already, it might be fun to add like a podcast style interview of just each one of you, like, an hour with you and then an hour with you. I
like that.
That kind of thing.
I like that. Okay.
Or 20 questions.
Oh, the 21 questions. No, but I do like that. Like, because that, and Trish, that's perfect, because I'm trying to find time, because I do several things. But I really want to get into the interviewing space. That's really my next desire that I want to get into. And Rhea starting off interviewing. Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that.
New ideas?
Yeah, I like that. Oh, and it's another idea that we had that we're going to have to get to this one of these days. But one of the things we talked about was interviewing other people about a person. So what we would do is, Trish, you wouldn't be on here, but we might get some of your friends, we might get some of this person, and then we would interview them about you and see what other people have to say about you. That's a really good idea.
I can see that ending up like a roast kind of thing.
It could go a lot of different directions, but that's something, I think that's both of those, that's going to be really good. So we got to put those together. That'll be good. Okay, my first question, because do you know what the topic is, Trish?
Wasn't it
social responsibility, I believe.
Okay.
I think
it wasn't the bringing somebody or dating somebody who doesn't have a religion.
Oh, that was last week.
Okay,
that was last week. I mean, if you just pressed it, you wanted to give a response to that real quick, then you feel free to jump in. Because I know I'm interested, because you and Nikki, y'all kind of. Okay, look, listen.
I just said, like, if I go to church with them on holidays,
Okay.
That's what I was
So
saying.
yeah, we can do whatever we want to on our show. So Trish, quick question. If you were dating someone for 3 months, you didn't know up until the time, you dating someone for 3 months and then you found out that they did that, like they were a gung-ho Christian.
They give you the same scenario as me.
Right. I reverse it for me, but for you, you find out that they're gung-ho Bible belt thumping Southern Baptist Christian. Would that be a deal breaker, or would that change anything for you?
I dated a former minister. I think it was minister. I get those titles mixed up.
But okay,
but he
define
did.
former though. Was he just
I
he
say,
used to be,
yeah.
but he was
See, I
out
was
of
like
it then? Well,
5
that's
teens
easy.
prior.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it works if you don't pressure each other.
Yeah.
You know, we broke up, but it was totally different reasons. It was all about having to move. So, but I mean, yeah, like it was more like, what do we have in common rather than what is different? And then if there's differences that are important, you know, then we'll look at each other, kind of like dating interracially in the sense, like you look at each other's important stuff, priorities, and say, how can we merge it in? And, you know, that kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Second quick question. We'll jump in, then we get to our topic. Is living with someone prior to getting married a must?
Oh.
Go ahead, Trish.
Divorced twice, tried one of each. You have I tried both. You have
More
to
of the
move
story is just don't get married. That's all it is. Just
don't get married.
Just don't get married.
Move in first. Seriously, man. You gotta move in first.
But yes to moving in though. So yes to moving in before marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we jump in. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Uh-oh, you freeze. I got too excited and I made it freeze. Oh, you almost unfroze.
Is it? Oh, it's Trish, yeah?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Oh, can you hear me now? Okay, sorry.
No,
that's probably
fine.
gonna happen again.
Okay, you about to say something else?
And I totally lost track of where we were. I'm sorry. It was
Oh, you were on the you need to live with the person first thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want, because the thing is, like, if it doesn't work out, it's going to cost you money to break up if you're married.
That is true.
That's enough reason not to right there. I mean,
I agree.
It's time, energy, lawyers.
Yes. Yeah. Experience has changed my mind on that. Nothing like good old first-hand experience. Okay, we jumping in now. So this what are your circles? Like, what circles are you a part of? Like for me, okay, I'm in a Christian circle, black church circle, or maybe just church. Black church circle. I mean, there is some overlap, but it's a big enough difference between certain denominations and certain races of churches where I don't want to be associated with certain things. Don't lump me in with no evangelicals or no certain people like that. So yes, certain black Christian, even though I'm an outsider, I'm still sitting on the edge of the circle. I'm in a black circle. I don't know if a hood, there ain't no such thing as a hood circle, but I'm in a black circle. I'm still in a music circle. Even though I have not done music for a long time, I'm in a music and it's not, you know what? I don't even want to say strictly music, but I am in an artsy circle because that goes to music, poetry, art, just a lot of all of the creative arts. I am still in those circles as well. Crazy enough, I'm in the because of another podcast I do, I'm in a black singles dating circle, even though I'm not single. But I do
You need to
interact
know
a
what you're
lot
talking
with
about.
I interact with a lot of black singles in the city just because of me doing podcasting for some of those groups. And I've gotten to know a lot of them, and they are, a lot of them I get invited to a lot of stuff, and I'm known in those circles. So that's interesting. Any other circles? Oh, sales. I'm in a sales circle. I've been in sales for over 20 plus years, and it is a circle. There are like anytime someone is looking for a job, there is a network of people. All right, where's it go? Who's hiring? Somebody. I'm doing an interview for this job. Somebody tell me how are they? What are they like? What are the managers like? What's the atmosphere environment like? You will be in a circle. Plenty of people tell you, oh yeah, this is a good place, or they tell you, no, don't do that. Like they give you heads up because I'm around enough people that's in that sales circle. And a lot of it is revolving doors. You have about you have about 7 to 10 major corporations when it comes to sales, and then you have a lot of smaller entities that people don't know as much about. But your circle will kind of give you a heads up before you ever walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Tell me about some of your circles.
It's definitely the two things that pop up in my mind are like profession and location. So, I got my friends at the dog park. We hang out every day.
Yeah.
And the school and work, or the nonprofit that I work with. So both of those are down in Southern California, and I'm in Northern California, so it's really weird. But yeah, San Diego area, or if anybody's heard of Moreno Valley, it's around San Diego, it's in Anaheim and all that. But yeah, it's so I got the nonprofit group, I have my school group, and my California family in the Monterey Bay. So I'd say those are the big four for me.
Nikki?
You put me on the spot because as you were rambling,
you have plenty of time to think about it.
Oh no, because I wasn't prepared for like that particular question, right? Like, I thought about all these scenarios with social responsibility, but trying to identify what circles I'm in. So I'm listening to the circles you were in, I'm listening to the circle that Trish is in, and like my circles have changed a lot from prior to closing the business. Summer 2024, right? So prior to 2024, my entire life consisted of a lot of the same circles: the criminal justice circle, the community circle, the outreach circle, the substance abuse circle, the networking circle, the professional networking circle. And then you had my my private life, right? You've got my podcast circle, my artistic circle, I think that as a mom, there's a circle that I'm a part of. As a, as a vocal woman, there's a circle that I'm a part of, right?
That's good.
Say that again?
I said that's a good point. Like just speaking up.
So many of circles have changed since closing the business. And I've really gone through a lot of different chapters in the last couple of years. That my circles have shrunk so much, right? But all of the circles that I had previously been involved with for all of my life are still a huge part of who I am today. So in the few circles I think I have left, those experiences, who I was in those spaces, make up who I am today. So I can't leave the substance abuse world just because I don't do that anymore. I can't leave the helping people world just because I help them in a different way today. I can't leave the education world and the mothering world. And, I don't have the church circle. There's a lot of circles I don't have, but there are circles that I have been invited to that I'm grateful for being in. There are a lot of spaces that I'm in that for that, I think social responsibility is critical. So I won't jump ahead, but that was an interesting question. I had never really thought about how many spaces you were part of, how many circles you were part of.
Well, and
San Diego was interesting. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead. You want to add to it?
Well, San Diego was an interesting city because everybody's so extrovert that it's like you meet somebody in one group and you're probably going to overlap with another group too. You're going to see at least one of those people and another one of your social areas. So it's pretty interesting. Totally overlapped.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny is I have friends that are in poly and LGBTQIA circles, and I'm not either, but I get accepted as an outsider. So I think it's cool. Like
Yeah.
I get to, I just play my role. I don't talk a whole lot. I ask questions, and I'm very respectful of other people's culture. So it's like yeah. And I always come with love, and I come looking to learn. And also I just, people are people to me. So it's that's never gonna change. But it is, I do appreciate when I'm not a part of a group, but I'm still accepted to some degree.
Right,
That's
right,
cool to me.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's one of the most important feelings about inclusion, right? Is like the same thing can be said for a lot of Black spaces, right? Like, and I'm very,
Right.
very, very particular about accepting invitations because I know that just because you might be cool with me doesn't mean everybody's cool with me, and I'm
Right.
okay with that. I understand that there's the right to feel some type of way, right?
Right.
So I don't ever feel offended if someone's like, yeah, this is like a Black only group. I don't generally join those, like
Right.
that, like the Black singles group. I'm not gonna join that. I would love to join, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna join that. That's not, I'll catch them on the street, right?
There's plenty of other groups.
Exactly. And I think that there are certain spaces that are reserved for exactly what they need to be reserved for. And I think that that's part of my social responsibility is knowing when bitches ain't for you. Even though you may have been invited, that doesn't mean that you have to accept, right? But the offer is also the offer is always something that's very humbling to me.
Right. And I think that's why I get accepted in a lot of those circles, because I never inherit a sense of entitlement like I'm supposed to be there. Y'all
Right.
might have let me, y'all might have let me come to the last thing, but the next thing maybe not. Hey, okay. Just let me know the next time I can't come. No problem.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Whether if I get to come to every third or fourth event that y'all do, I'm appreciative of that. I'm like, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. That feels good. Thank you for saying that. It feels good to hear. Do you feel like this sense of relief, Like speaking as somebody bisexual, like it's still dangerous to come out. Like people don't realize it. Not as dangerous as it was like back in the 90s.
Right.
But
Right.
So, okay, I was about to get into like the question of okay, this is my question, but I'm gonna kind of answer the end tail of this after I ask the question, so I can prepare you to think about it ahead of time. Out of some of these circles that you've mentioned, which circle or circles do you feel most accountable to? Now, think about that. Now I was gonna go back and say, just along with that question, when it comes to circles that I'm not directly a part of, I do feel my accountability, even though I'm not a part of the circle, I do feel a responsibility to give a certain level of education when people are misinformed about certain things within that. Like, I've been privy to learn and understand certain things. So when I hear certain people say certain things, or they may use wrong terminology, then I may, well, actually, it's preferred that you would say this than that. Like, I do feel a responsibility to kind of that on that part, even when I'm on the outsider. If you gave me a privilege to be inside, then I will take the learning parts of it to make sure that I'm, hopefully educating other people on it to even to a small degree. But anyway, back
I
to the
say if
question.
you're not sure, it's better to accidentally be too nice than to accidentally be too rude, So if you're not sure, then just ask, or that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or a lot of times it's not even in circles. So I would to give And oh my God, I was so it does make me thankful too that I'm able to be in certain circles or just to learn and evolve. Because there's certain times I hear other people say things and I'm like, ooh, y'all you lack awareness when it comes to. I think in one of my the dating group that I was in, there was a conversation that we had about transgender people and just a lot of the things, the mindsets, the terminology that I was using. I'm like, hey, you can't say that. You can't or it was just like constant correct. And I remember that I was that same person that was like totally ignorant. And it's like, ooh. And then it's just like I'm thankful that I'm evolving. And that goes for that. That goes for even, I still have a lot of Christian family and people I know, and they're ignorant to a lot of stuff too. And it's like, woo, that's but I'm happy I can
Mm-hmm.
shed some light whether they receive it or not. But I'm just happy that I'm not that same person that I see other people. Because I don't want to be ignorant or just clueless when it comes to different social groups. Anyway, go ahead, finish what you're saying. I'm rambling.
Trish?
So the
Oh, no, I was
question
done.
again, because I keep stepping over my own question. What circles do you feel most accountable to?
Oh, see, that's that one I can't really answer because like the three big ones are the nonprofit,
Mm-hmm.
school, and the family. Mom's not doing good, and it's a PhD, and the nonprofit, like right now, we need another board. We need another board member. You have to have three to keep a nonprofit open, a 501(c)(3), and we only have us right now, so I can't quit until we find another volunteer to come and take over for me, or more than one is good too.
Right.
So it's like I don't want to be like the reason a nonprofit closes down, one that I've been with for
Yeah.
9 years.
Right.
So it's like tough, like three at once and kind of juggling.
So okay, so for me, I'll say I think one of my biggest ones I feel accountable to is my sales circle. And the reason that is because you're dealing with people's livelihoods. So
Yeah.
if somebody is thinking about leaving the job and coming to where you are, and like I tell them, oh yeah, come over here, and then the workplace is a piece of shit and it ain't no good. And it's like,
Right.
you referred me to come over, like
Right.
your name means a lot. And so number one, the type of salesperson and the type of performer that you are in sales, that
Yeah.
kind of says a lot about the how much people take your word, the authenticity of your word.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways too. So like I'm not, if I don't feel comfortable at a place I work, I'm not recommending someone come to a uncomfortable environment. I kind of did that just recently. I started this new job, and what I thought it was going to be and what I promised or what I was promised, it ain't really turned out to be that way. And I was actually initially I was excited about it, and I referred a couple people to it, and something fell through where they didn't get it, and then they like, hey, I'm like, you dodged a bullet. I'm so glad you didn't get this position, because
Yeah.
I would have felt terrible had you came here
Right.
taking less money from where you were at the potential of a higher commission that didn't come. And like, I would have felt awful because I gave you my word that this was a good
Right.
place. So that's one of those things. And then even in good environments, like a good sales environment where it's healthy and you make good money, I also feel very responsible as far as referring other salespeople to management, because they be like, okay, Q, you good, this and this, and you know any other people? And I'm not gonna refer a subpar person to them,
Right.
and then they have a
Right.
bunch of problems with this person and they not producing and they not good. They thought they were gonna get another type of version of me, and then they end up getting something that was way worse. And then now they're looking at you like,
Yeah, that's my credit.
this
Nah.
is the person that you vouched for.
Mhm.
This is like, so
Nah.
it's a lot of that going on. So I definitely, I'm very careful about who, whether it's management or other salespeople, that I recommend from place to place. I got another one, but Nikki, jump in.
The groups. So I feel like, you know, the circles that I feel most responsible to, or the most, you know, is the one that I have the one that I can control the most, right? I am an advocate in trying to stop white supremacy, right? In shaming white supremacy, and ending white supremacy, and calling it out, and making white people feel really fucking uncomfortable. And if there's a teaching opportunity in there, then great, right? I've been in a few situations where there was a teaching opportunity to come out of, you know, some people who may not have been as open-minded had we not been able to engage. I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the norm, but I think for me, and this is what I was going to talk about when I forgot what I was going to say in the beginning of the show. For me, it's, I think, normalizing things. I don't have the passions and the commitments of the things that I do, and the topics that I do, and the issues that I do, because I think I'm going to change other people. I think for me, it's normalizing that, you know, you don't have to be fucking racist. You don't have to be prejudiced. Normalizing that it's okay for your white kid and your non-white kid to play together and date and go to school together. And, you know, like, and those are such, you know, elementary scenarios, right? But right now we're watching so many, which this is not new. Maybe social media has just highlighted, you know, the especially the young Black boys and young Black girls who are being killed, right? And with just absolute disregard to anybody's feelings, right? And you know, so I feel like, you know, having to be mindful of what people are exposed to who deal with this shit the minute that you walk outside the house every day,
Right.
as opposed to the target of normalizing that this shit's not okay. And it is our family members we have to reach, and it is our family members that we have to have uncomfortable conversations, and it's our immediate community that we need to start having these conversations with, right? And so I don't necessarily think that it's always a teaching opportunity as much as it is if you normalize inclusion and acceptance, right, then the person next to you might also normalize inclusion and acceptance, right? And they might also
bandwagon
up, or I was taught wrong, or, you know, I've seen the error of my ways. I've come into new experiences and information. So, you know, the one place every day that I can do something about is wherever I walk my white ass into, and I can say what I need to say and feel what I need to feel and make the impression where I need to make the impression.
Okay, let me ask this one.
And then the other two real quick.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You fine.
And then the other two real quick is I you know, I feel I have an obligation to my circle of women in terms of speaking for a good woman, speaking for a woman who believes in gender roles, right? A woman who has traditional values, right? And not this new shit that women are doing. And then for women and for motherhood, for good motherhood. Those are the three. I think those are the three spaces where I feel like I have the most obligation to be as authentically, honestly, transparently me, and whatever ripple happens after that, I feel like that's the purpose.
Okay, question.
Okay.
Do you ever, because you're talking about, you know, fighting white supremacy. Oh, my I need to get retwisted. It's a mess up here. Do you ever feel compelled to jump in to conversations that you're not a part of if you hear white racist or misogynist or just certain, is there any type of conversation that you know that goes against your circle or what you stand for? Do you ever feel compelled to jump in even when maybe you are at a restaurant or at a bar or somewhere like that?
My fucking moment. I'm waiting for the public moment.
So you jumping in, you jumping in them conversations.
I'm ready to go. Yes, let's go viral on this shit. I'm so serious. You know, and maybe that's a true testament to the community that I live in, right? I haven't been put in a situation to where I have to, and maybe I don't go out enough, right? Maybe I need to leave the house more often. I have begun thinking that when I go for walks around the neighborhood, I'm gonna start wearing, I don't know if you've seen those t-shirts where it's got a fucking Klan member hung. buy a new
Oh
American
Lord,
flag.
Nikki.
Yes.
I've been thinking about wearing those when I go outside, when I do my walks, and just kind of see what kind of, energy that I'm able to gather. because I can. Because I can. And I'm supposed to, right? I'm not come home and do it. I'm not supposed to come home and do it and tell my kids. No, I'm supposed to go out there and take one for the fucking team. And I'm okay with that. So, yes, to answer your question, yes. The spaces where I wouldn't get involved in are situations where I'm in fucking danger and I don't have protection. If I got protection, I'm good. Let's go. Right? If I don't have protection and I'm in danger or my kids are around and I can't protect the situation, I'm a who you are. I will still get you. I'm definitely gonna still get you. But it may not be, in a public setting like that. If I'm not safe or my kids are not safe. Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase the question. It's pretty much the same question, Trish. I'm just gonna represent it again.
Going viral.
You're somewhere. That's so funny. You're in a public setting and you hear a group of people saying something or talking about something that you are completely opposed to.
Like in a defensive way, like, oh, they said something bad about white people, I'm feeling defensive. Is it like that kind
of? It just, what are your hard triggers, I guess I would say.
Okay.
Like, what are the things that, say someone said something, they were saying it's two things. It's two things. One, they can be saying negative, hateful, bad things about your circle, or they may be speaking about your circle misinformed and they're spewing out misinformation all over the place. How compelled are you to be like, excuse me, that's not exactly right? Like, do you just stay to yourself or do you kind of ease your way
in? It depends.
What do you do?
It totally depends on the environment, the location of the place. And it's like, a lot of times I'll ask them. It depends on how like, if they're mad, they're not going to listen. So there's just no point. Maybe later. But if they're open, just be like, it's just how you word things and what you deliver. It's like kind of the energy. Do you want to talk about it rather than argue, kind of thing?
Right.
But it's more like what I always notice progress with is asking them questions. Did you know 100%. That blah 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 blah? What? Yeah. Like, it's pretty like, oh, this happens to me with Burning Man because we have a horrible reputation. And so
what's Burning Man?
It's an event and it's been going on for like 30 years or so. And so we have a reputation for those who have heard of it but never been there. And so I have to tell them, I'm like, no, not everybody's having orgies everywhere. No, that's not what it is.
Oh, shoot, that's what Burning Man is.
I know, right? It's like,
shoot, okay.
It's just a matter of being like, cool about correcting them. Like, do you want to hear what's actually, be like, hey, I have a resume in that area. If you want, I can give you some clarification because it's a little bit off. Whoever you heard that from is just wrong. It's actually, if you say whoever you heard that from, it kind of detracts the feeling of responsibility off of their head. So they listen better. The shield is down.
Okay.
The time and place. Yeah. Time and place.
Okay. But okay. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah.
Definitely got some comments.
Let me go back for a second to Destiny, who is one of our in-person people who actually
she's like, I just been watching y'all. I just don't say.
She asked me a question earlier, I guess, about my allegiance to the sales department, but why do you feel committed to the job circle, or is it your own? Yes, it is. It's not about the job. I'm not committed to the job, but I'm committed to my character,
right?
And who I introduce. And if I'm referring someone, then that means that the person who's asking for my referral, they appreciate my words or my character integrity. I want to uphold that. And that's number one. And number two, like, again, it ain't about the job, but this people's livelihoods. I don't want to put someone that I know that's a colleague of mine into a messed up situation. And I was the one. See, and this is the thing about it. The reason they came was because of me. They came because of my word. I said this was a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if I put my word out there and it's not, then I definitely feel like it's on me.
Mm-hmm.
There have been situations where I don't know what to do. One time I was like, a former sister-in-law, Black, we're sitting together at an event, and white, it's like it's their mom's birthday, and we're at like this, bingo game, and this bunch of old people, and this old white lady is like, oh, you guys are sisters? Oh, I have a Black family member. And it's like whipping out a baby picture. And I'm just like,
see, I let old people
right
make
now.
it.
I
Nikki
borrowed
don't
her
let
pen
nobody
to
make
do
it. I
this.
let old people make it. They grew up in a whole
like,
different time. I let old people make it.
Yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, nice picture. And then just went back to bingo. I'm just gonna look down and play.
I let old people make it for the most part. If I don't think they really know what they're saying, or they don't, oh my god.
Yes.
Now some people, if they trying to poke your buttons, then I'll still politely, let them know something. Really quickly before we keep moving, question for you too, Nikki. What is the motivation behind supporting the Black community?
I mean, the most simplest answer. I mean, this might sound like a
Start
really
with your children.
No, it's way before I had children. I didn't have to have Black children to love Black people, right?
Right.
That certainly made my heart bleed a bit more, right? Knowing that this affects my direct lineage for the rest of my life. I think it's because because why not? Why not, right? Like, why not is the right answer. However, as I tried to think about the answer to that question, because I read it and I was like, damn, how do I answer this? I could give a million reasons why, why you should, why it's deserved, why there's a space for everything, right? It certainly isn't because Black people can't support themselves. It's not that.
Right.
I think for me, it was Black people were the first group of people that really embraced me and accepted me when I was a little and moved to Austin from Rochester, Minnesota in 1987. We moved to a part of town where it was probably predominantly white, but went to predominantly mixed schools. And I didn't come from my parents didn't have money. So there was groups of girls that just didn't fuck with me because I didn't have Jabos. I didn't have Cavaricis. I didn't have Guess. I didn't have kids.
No
I didn't have any of those things, right? Ugly ass little, fucking, elementary, middle school little girl, right? Who came from parents who were just starting. Just got
them Jabos was $80 back in the late 80s and 90s. Them Jabos were
go to the secondhand store and the thrift store. My mom would give me some gas and shit like that. Right? I did not know then that I don't even know if I can say we were poor, but I didn't know then that we were financially struggling. And I didn't know that until I was an adult completely on my own to identify how many parallels that I'm doing to get by that my parents did for us to get by too. So I think coming down here and, obviously being new to a city and new to a state and new to the school and not knowing a single fucking person, that's who accepted me first. Always, 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 always. And then once you're in, as long as you take care of it, you kind of just stay in.
Right.
That's who has always shown me the most love and acceptance. And
so your motivation is it's your circle. That's been your circle. Has been your circle for a while.
That's where I go. That's just where I be at. So, but then I also heard something years ago, and I've mentioned this before on here. I was at an MLK rally well before COVID, way before COVID. Our kids were little. One of the last rallies I went to, and Fatima was speaking in the one of the rooms in the Capitol, and she was talking about white privilege and white fragility, and and she had made a comment in there about denouncing your privilege. And of course, she was speaking to the non-Black people in that space to denounce your privilege. The best thing you can do if you want to do anything is denounce your privilege. So use that shit where you can and then smash that shit, right? So how do you affect the most change? By being able to use your privilege. And it just made so much fucking sense to me. I don't feel like I've ever been in denial about white supremacy and white inferiority. And like, I don't think I've ever been fragile about that. Like, you know, sometimes people will, you know, and we've had this conversation in Freethinkers too, you know, like when I say, no wonder why they call us devils. It's like, I know people don't like that, but I get it, right? That shit doesn't offend me. When people say, oh, this is a black space. Okay, well, you can come. No, I can't come. Like, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, you know? So it's the right thing to do. It's the right fucking thing to do.
Well, I still have an issue with the devil part of it.
But if you look at the definition.
No, but okay, this is what I argued with you at about a long time. Well, this was a while ago. We had a side part of this argument. I can't co-sign on that when I have,
of course,
examples that tell me otherwise.
Of course.
So if you telling everybody, then that also mean that Nikki a devil. That mean my brother Chop is a devil. That mean that, like, no, and they not. So it's like, and typically those type of statements come from people who haven't taken the time to get to know a white person individual. If you don't have those are the same racist statements that white people make against black people. It's usually when you don't have a personal relationship with enough people to where you feel comfortable making those blanket statements. Or why don't you stop being lazy and get to know some people first, and then once you realize they're human just like you are, and you find enough of them like that, then you wouldn't say crazy stuff like that.
I also don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the statement. I don't, because
you don't have to. I have a problem with
how many white people you got to go through and be like, okay, there's a good one, there's one. Yeah, I get it, and you're right with what you're saying.
Okay, Nikki, hold on. How many black people do I have to go? Like, there's a reason I only got like less than 10 friends, and I know thousands of black people, because all of them ain't on that level.
We don't have to have thousands of friends just because we know them. I'm just saying.
I'm saying a lot of people are not. A lot of people got some weird stuff that they do to be like, yeah, I can't really rock with you as a friend. But over the course of my life, I got like 10 good ones.
Right.
So I'm saying the numbers is always going to shake out. It's going to be more people that you're not compatible with than you are.
But unfortunately, if you're
don't make all the rest of them devils.
Given the example, unfortunately, the experience has been that of the white people that this person has potentially met, they've all been trash.
I get you. As a free thinker, that's lazy. It's lazy as hell.
But
it's lazy because you're not taking the time to have conversation.
Or they are, and they still come to the same conclusion.
Or it's the opposite of being lazy. There in this cases where it's like there's so many people who don't have access to more than just white people, and it's like, well, if they don't have enough exposure about something, then don't talk about it. Don't try to, complain about it. Just
lack of exposure.
Shut.
Yes,
that part.
Okay, so Nia, this is all right. This is where let me ruffle a couple feathers. This is the same argument that I make with a lot of people who hate the church, black and white. Oftentimes, this has been my experience. Most oftentimes, somebody be like, I don't like church, I hate church, this and this and that. In most cases, somebody grew up at a church. They didn't pick the church, they just grew up there because their family, their parents went there, they made them go there. They went there probably until they was from 3 years old up until they was 18. That was one experience. Then they found another church, and then maybe that church didn't, they didn't like something that went on with the church. So most of the people who have a blanket statement against the church really have been a part of 2 or 3 churches their whole life. And they
don't knock it till you try it. So.
They have a whole blanket statement on all churches because they was only at 2 to 3 churches over their whole lifetime. In most cases was all of them were from the same denomination in most cases.
A lot of times you might put it this way: if I don't agree with Jesus, then why would I go with any of people who worship Jesus?
That's a different argument.
Okay,
most people who I encounter, they were taught to experience Jesus from the perspective of that church. So the church, that particular church is the one who taught you Jesus or taught you God. And that's why some people have issues with Jesus. Some people have issues with God. Some people have, but it's usually just the way that they taught you that. I'm like, God is actually a lot bigger, more expansive than just their viewpoint of what it is. So it's like, it's just and I can keep going down the list on this. You women, they were in 3 relationships their whole life, and now all men ain't no good.
Nah.
You know, and men do it too, man. Like you got your heart broke twice, and now all women are terrible.
No, the kicker is that's like, you know, how many strikes do you allow? You know, it's like, okay, I had 3 bad boyfriends. So not all men suck. You know, yeah, these guys did this, but doesn't mean the other guys will. It doesn't mean the other guys will. I mean, come on. Like,
okay, but this is what you do. I know. Thank you, Trish. But this is what you do. Everything doesn't have to be just for your own personal experience. Do you have a sister who had a good relationship? Did your mom have a good run? Did you have aunties? Did you have anybody who had a decent man in their life for any period of time that you can be like, oh, I can point to that example to say that, you know, that's part of the exposure. You're not going to have a personal relationship with everybody, but you know a lot of people who've been in relationships too. And unless all of them have terrible relationships, then it's kind of unfair to make these statements.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, see, I'm. This is jumping off topic just a little bit, but you said something that kind of sparked something. You were just talking. You weren't even making a point, Nikki, earlier, but you were just talking even about fighting white supremacy, and you mentioned you know, young black boys and kind of their plight, especially some of the stuff that's been going on lately in the news. As I get older, in more recent 2 to 3 years, maybe less than that, I am starting to I'm having more of an issue with black people. I used to hate this. I used to hate when something would happen to a young black man or young black boys, but then people would be like, well, what about what black people do to each other all the time? Like, shut up. That ain't the conversation for this right now. I hate that.
That's the same conversation, not the same thing.
Yeah. Don't change the subject.
Don't change the subject, but I am starting to get to the place. I don't want that to be the diversion, but I do want my community to start being as offended with the black on black crime as they are black on white crime. Because a lot of this stuff, then we just look at like, no, that's terrible too.
Right.
And you know, we have to stand up against that the way that we stand up against when we act like it's the worst thing in the world when a white boy do something to a black kid, which it is.
Right.
But it's also equally, I'm not saying don't be offended by this. I'm just saying be equally offended by the other side of it. Now, I don't want to bring that argument up at the same time, but it needs to be.
Pick on somebody your own size kind of concept. You know what I mean? Like, socially speaking, like, I don't know.
We gotta get you have to be offended by all types of unnecessary violence. And we can't be more offended when it's done by, like, you know, and because, golly, I'm sounding like this, to tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is, for every white boy that do something to a black boy, there's 100, you know, black people doing stuff to each other. Now, I'm not going to bring that up to try to diminish what goes on one side, but I'm like, we just need to equally start being offended. That's number one. And then, in some of the ways we need to stop, we need to start being more offended. And this is the most hypocritical thing I'm gonna say all day, probably all week. We should we really need to start pushing back on the type of music that we allow to be pumped into spaces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it starts pissing. Maybe this is me getting old. It starts pissing me off. Kill, murder, pimp, hoe. That I knock nigga out. Come in the club, say something wrong. And we sing it. We this and that. And then when the same things actually happen, that we
Yeah.
singing and dance to. Oh man, that's terrible. How did you just? And then the argument comes. I mean, it's just music. You should know better than that. Yes, average, mature-minded, 9 to 5 people who, work and maybe, yeah, certain people might know, but everybody's not. And there is influence involved in that.
There is.
Well, if you want to talk media too, or performance, or any kind of entertainment stuff, I'm sorry, man. Cliches drive me nuts. And you hear the same freaking joke or the same song or whatever, same theme over and over and over. I'm like tired of what my dad would call bang bang shoot 'em up movies, because it's just it's like, okay, same shit,
Right.
different day. Give me something new. Give me something creative, But yeah, it's like whatever you do pick, you got to know that it's going to influence society. If you want to be number
Yeah.
one, then you got to be ready to be copied.
But and this is my thing. So last portion of this, I am 100% on board with freedom of speech. I am not in any way saying that music should be banned and should not be played, or it should be banned and should not be produced and should, no. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want to, but there is a place and a platform for everything. And we have to get to the place where, yes, this music is fine to make and is fine to listen to, but we won't allow this to be played on the radio. We won't allow this to be played in certain venues and places and people be like, well, that's censorship. No, it's like
It's a
porn.
rating system.
But like,
just do the
think
rating
about
system.
porn.
It's rated R.
I love porn.
PG-13.
I watch porn all the time. That don't mean I think it should be on ABC right after the nightly news. There's a place and an area for certain things.
Damn near is.
Yeah. And we need to get to that space with music. We got our kids listening to, little 2, 3 year. As young as they get. That's not okay.
I was thinking back of, I was listening recently to some music that I haven't heard in generations, childhood stuff. And I was like, oh my God, my mom was letting me sing along with this. I can't believe,
Terrible.
We were like hair band family, like Black Sabbath kind of thing. And I'm sitting here listening to, what was it, I think it was like Guns N' Roses song about heroin. And I'm like, I was singing that as a little kid. And my mom is just like popping the tape in the stereo, I'm like,
no.
But I'm not going to say there's an excuse for it, because same shit, right? I listen to the same filthy music coming up. However, I too today will say that music has been weaponized. Plants have been put into play, especially in rap and hip hop music, right? Rock music can be infiltrated with fucking pedophilia and drug addiction, right? There's just so many. I think we see today that the stuff that some of those people said back in the day about what music's power was, I think we finally see that, yeah, that shit's true. I don't think that we wanted to agree with it when we were in the midst of our teens and our 20s, right, and our 30s, and we're like, oh, but we're fine, and we rap these lyrics and we're okay. I also think that what our kids are exposed to and how much access to information they have makes what they're exposed to more dangerous and detrimental than what we had TVs and radio. That was it. We didn't have the internet to go to. We didn't have
right, yeah.
We didn't have TikTok videos to support everything. We didn't have that pressure of social media being the eye that it is that the kids have today to then take that dope dealer song or that heroin, user song, right, and turn it into a fucking lifestyle. And that's not to say that some of our friends didn't with music. We've seen all of our friends go down the wrong path, right, and follow some of the lifestyle that the music that we listened to growing up may have caused. Incarceration, hospitalization, addiction, right, like all these different things. But I just feel like what our kids are exposed to today is just on a whole nother fucking level that, a friend of mine said this a couple weeks ago. He was like, the minute our kids had access to the internet, it ruined everything. We can never get ahead of anything because the internet's always beat us.
Internet is always in front of us. You can't teach those life lessons. The kids already been exposed to it before you get a chance.
So you take the little song that's going around right now, right? The song of the summer, right? And I'm so against this fucking song. And I
That's
hate to be,
I just heard of it. The one NDIRE was kind of talking against, or
yeah.
some spins. Was it
What's it
spin?
called?
It's Young Miami, spin that. And I get it,
Spin
right?
that.
It's
I don't know
sexy,
if I heard of it.
fun, and I get it. But I saw a video today of a old woman in the back of a van full of kids. Doors open. It was like a kidnapper van, right? Not like a minivan, but like a kidnapper van.
The white van?
Yes, yes, yes. So all the doors are open, which, okay, not safe, right? All the kids are standing in the van and they're rapping and dancing to this song while this old ass woman is singing it and recording everybody and all this shit. And that's not to say that we didn't ride in the back of trucks. That's not to say that we didn't pile 20 deep, you know what I'm saying, in a two-door car. That's not to say we didn't get on a fucking four-wheeler and do some dumbass shit in a golf cart and do some dumb shit. But to hear little girls and to hear little boys dancing and moving, talk about spin that shit, spin that shit. And when you know the song, it's just like, you know what? I think we're gonna listen to something. I'd rather my kids listen to drug dealer music. I'm not, right? I don't. I don't. It's like you can't say that shit don't have an effect today. And because they get it from every angle. Every social media site, every TikTok dance, every trend, every hashtag, everything that's cool is now associated, and it absolutely makes a difference. So for me, like even my music choices, I feel like is social responsibility to my children. I don't listen to shit like that. I'll listen to some gangster music. I'll listen to all types of music, but I don't listen to horror music. I don't listen to, crook music. I don't listen to, I just, not to say I haven't listened to it, but listen to it with my kids, right? And I'm not going to encourage them to listen to it.
I don't listen to
Well,
any
a lot
vulgar
of
music
parents.
in front of my kids. And one of the things that we do, especially because my daughter, I have like when I had to pick her up and take her back, it's like either between a 45-minute to an hour and 15-minute drive to get from Hutto to Leander, just depending on traffic. But that's what we do most of the time. Like, hey, Dad, I got a song. So she let me listen to her stuff, and I let her listen to the stuff that I listen to. But I don't listen to any vulgar music in front of my kids.
No,
Now, when I'm in the car by myself,
yeah.
that's a whole different story. But yeah, in front of my kids, I don't curse in front of my kids either.
I don't blame you. Like, here's what I hear. And, like, for those who don't know, I'm not a parent. I've worked with hundreds of kids, but I have watched so many friends of mine complain about people cussing in front of their kids because then their kids are going to cuss and then they're going to go to school and they're going to cuss at school. And then teachers or whoever is going to, whatever adults are around somewhere again. What kind of parents do you have, you little child? And shit hits the fan from there. And especially if you have, like, my nephew has ODD, oppositional defiance disorder. So now, parents who have children with behavioral problems, if they start going cussing off a storm, then somebody's going to call Child Protective Services or get one of crap like that going,
Let me just interject as a parent that cusses.
That's what please. I'd love to hear your point of view. That's what I hear from all my parent friends.
Out my kids, I don't, I cuss in appropriate ways, right? I also am mindful around children because you don't have to speak like that, right? But I also, my son I'm pretty sure my son could have been diagnosed with ODD majority of his elementary years, and I wish that motherfucker would go to school and cuss. I wish my
No, yeah, you can absolutely set a line.
Huh?
I said, yeah, you can absolutely set a line of expectation.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I know plenty of people who cussed in front of their kids, and their kids would never cuss in front of them.
Yeah. Tasha will be 30 in December, and every once in a blue moon, like, and she's in a heated conversation, she'll slip out like shit or ass. Or I think maybe one slipped out fuck, and she was mortified. She was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "I feel like I'm on the phone with my homegirl." She's like, "I'm so sorry." And so, like, when like one of her friends will slip and say, a cuss word around me, they'll catch each other, and there's a respect issue in that, right? Like, so I am mindful because there's other words that you can obviously choose, right? But when I use the language that I use, it is intentional, and I mean what I say. Right. It's not because I don't have a vocabulary, because I do. But my kids, I don't know what they sound like. outside of home, right? They may have
Oh yeah, I already know. So okay, so on the flip side, I've never heard either one of my parents cuss ever in my life. That
Wow.
didn't that didn't stop me from cussing. But
I
but
can
what I did is but I don't. But see, with me, I tell my kids, I don't hide it. I'm like, yeah, I cuss. I just don't cuss in front of y'all. I tell them that. And
right.
where I tell them, like, I am certain y'all cuss too. I heard my son playing games in there in his room over
Yes.
there. I've seen text messages.
The first
I know he could,
word.
but and I don't have an issue. I never say anything about that. My issue is you keep the line with me.
That part.
That's it.
That
I
part.
like I don't look. You in high school, man. If you heard my mouth back in
You know.
junior high, we was out of there.
Man,
Yeah.
several years ago, I heard my grandma cuss for the first time. Like my mother's mother, like Catholic grandma. Like we were playing. I'm just having a brain fart on the name of the game where you draw cards and you have different words and you have to like
like
put down a certain word to
taboo?
guess what the next. Maybe I don't know, but basically
This
there was a
taboo,
cuss
you got to
word.
pick the word, but you can't say the group of words that's on there. But you got to get the other person to guess what the word is.
Maybe that might have been it, but
It might be
basically
taboo.
yeah, it involved the F word. So grandma said the big F bomb. I'm like, and here I am, like I'm a sailor. Like I've always had daddy's genes in that area, like F bomb this and F bomb that. But yeah, grandma, I was like, oh, grandma cussed.
Okay,
Oh my
so
god.
we got 5 minutes. Okay, let me jump to this
Oh,
really quick. Because Destiny, she asked a question that goes right into was gonna segue into probably my last question. Says, because what my mom asked me, do we think as Black people that when one Black person act up, it looks bad for all of us? White people don't think that way.
No.
And that's true. And why I said this is segue is because the issue with Black people is so just in general, there are certain stereotypes, but in general, a white person has the right to be their own individual person, however they want to be. Black people, we come through the gate being stereotyped a certain type of way based upon, since a lot of white people have limited exposure to Black people, their examples of Black people was what they would see on TV or what they see in music videos or what mediums present Black people and how they are. So just coming out the gate, we have to kind of fight that stereotype. And that's kind of the difference. Then the question becomes is, are you responsible to fight that stereotype? So now I'm gonna get to the last question real quick. We have a couple. As two white women, what would you say are white women stereotypes?
oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, which ones are not true? You mean?
No, just stereotypes, true or not. Just what are white
Okay.
what are white women stereotypes? Stereotypes about
Well,
white
you got the
women.
Karen. We had the Karen commotion.
Got the Karen, got the dumb blonde.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Let's see.
Any others?
I mean, poor every redhead.
White women are easy.
White women easy.
White women are meek and meager. You know, we're very meek.
That's yeah, submissive.
Yeah, submissive, quiet, timid. We don't start no shit. I always love that one.
Okay.
Lies.
Okay, let's just go with those for a second. So then my question comes back to social responsibility. Do you feel a social responsibility to counteract known stereotypes?
Yes, because we live in a democracy. That's our job. Everybody's responsible. It's a matter of just positively connotating the word responsibility.
Okay,
really.
Let me go here. So I heard you mention, well, white women are easy. Is there something in you that has that in the back of your mind to where you're ready to kind of push back on that narrative if you see anyone potentially going down that road that think you might be easy as well? Like, is that something that crosses your mind? Like, I have to say this, or behave a certain way because I don't want people to think that I'm easy or fall into that stereotype.
I mean, is it bad that I just don't care what people think about me? I mean, I know
No,
that
it's
doesn't
just
get
a
me
question.
far, but I just have my own gig going so much that I think I can be spoiled on that one.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
I think when I was younger and dating, and didn't know what I know today, I think
Yeah.
a part of me that I don't think I actively pushed back because I don't subscribe to being highly promiscuous, right? Like I'm not a one night stand girl. I'm not really a friends with benefits casual type of I've never been that way. Like even as a younger girl, right? I've always been. I'm not approved by any means. Don't get it twisted, but like I'm just
Right.
I'm cool on being very promiscuous. So, but then also knowing that when I was in high school, we were definitely fucking the ones to go to if you wanted to just have no questions asked, large amounts of head, right? Like that was the
Well, that
thing
was
in
also the riot girl movement. We're like,
high
dress
school.
as such
I'm
and
like, girls
such and wear slats.
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, no, we're
Yeah.
definitely not doing that. But so I mean, there were definitely times as a younger girl where I feel like I couldn't even be promiscuous if I wanted to because I didn't want that type of association.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
But I love when I'm challenged with the stereotype because I hope that I break every single one of them.
Right. Okay. So 3 quick ones for me. Number 1, black people don't tip. That's a stereotype. I
My
do feel obligated.
I've never heard that before.
You ain't never heard that?
tippers,
If I have, I don't remember.
my best tippers.
There definitely have been stereotyped that black people don't tip. Yeah, I do feel responsible to to tip well because I don't want to fall into that stereotype like black people don't tip. No, oh dang, I'm not gonna say that on over the airways. Protect my people. But okay, so
Don't say I know you got that.
You have to say it now.
no, I ain't gotta say it. I ain't gotta say it.
That will be an after-dark conversation. Stay tuned for
No, look, I just say it like this. I do Lyft driving, and I like going to Killeen sometimes, but I don't get tipped well in Killeen. I just put it like that. So
I don't know anything about Colleen, I'm sorry.
I know, see, and that's why I said it that way. Nikki, know what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Number 2, just the whole I don't know, the thug persona. Like if people see me right off the bat, then most people have just a stereotype about me before they speak to me. And when people try to, it's irritating. When people think that they're trying to get on my level, hey, what's up, bro? What's up? I'm like, you don't even know me to be coming at me like that.
right.
Hey, what's up, man? And white men to try to think that they're getting on my level. Hey, how's it going? They give me how you doing, sir? What's your name? Okay, it's nice to meet you. Like I flip it like, yeah, I'm going to lead with my intelligence first.
Right.
That's the second one, and the third one it was another one I had. And then black men, we are more prone to violence and we're short-tempered.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm mindful of, and I'm conscious of counteracting that. So even if I'm in the workplace, especially, so again, in the sales environment, sales environment is different. Because people they foul mouth, they'll be like, oh, okay, oh, thank you, well, you have a great day, and you just let me know if you want to get those papers and we'll be over. And then as soon as they get off the phone, you fucking piece of shit, god damn it. I mean, that's how salespeople are. When they off the phone, then they vulgar. And even with in front of the manager, so we have some white women who are, salespeople, and they will cuss and say everything under the sun in the middle of a team meeting. I don't ever cuss in the office place. Period. I don't.
Right.
Like I always stay calm when other people are getting upset and riled up. Then I stay like it's one of those things they can do things and it's perceived one way. If I was to do the same thing, then it would be perceived totally different way. And I don't give people that satisfaction. So that's those are my 3 things. Good conversation. We are out of time. Do you guys want to have any parting final words before we get out of here?
It's just so good to see you again.
It
I finally
is.
have some time in my schedule again. Back now that I'm, or at least I'm starting to have more time in my schedule. So it's nice to see you all again and to join you in the conversations.
It's about a year probably since we've seen you.
Oh, it's been over a year.
It's been too long.
Trish ain't been on with us, and it's probably been 3 years.
A couple weeks ago for the first time in about a year, so it has to have been longer for you. Yeah,
it's been about 3 years with Trish.
Yeah,
you know why? Because the last time I saw Trish, I was at my other house, and I've been here for over 3 years.
I noticed the different background. I totally noticed that. But yeah, school is just like, well, it's not just the school. It's like I'm special ed plus school. It's like, 3 times. I have to read it 3 times for a person that reads it once. That kind of thing.
Right.
But it's just so worth it. It's like that part of the sweatshop journey of my life is over, and so now it's just a matter of like marathon time. So I'm really glad to get to see you guys again.
Yeah. Good. Thanks for
Definitely
coming.
Good having you with the conversation.
It's always good to see faces we haven't seen in so long.
Yeah. I know. I just my first instinct is like to ask about everybody else. Like, where's everybody? Oh, how's da-da-da doing?
Last words for me. No, man, it's been great. It's been a great conversation. It's been a great experience. Whatever you heard in this conversation that you felt, some type of way about, do something about it. Do something about it. Whether it's good, bad, positive, negative, I don't know. Do something about it. Don't like it, fix it. Are you a part of the problem? Or are you part of the solution? That's what my dad always said, right? So you have 2 choices. I think social responsibility is important. That doesn't mean we're obligated to do a goddamn thing in spaces where we do or don't want to. But if we want to affect change, we have to do something. So whatever that looks like to you, do it. Be it. Don't talk about it. Be it. And we'll see you next Tuesday. That's all I got.
That's it.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.